And new job numbers are backing up President Biden as he touts the growing economy. U.S. employers added 275,000 jobs in February, beating expectations. ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous joins me now for more. Alexis, put these numbers into context. How does this compare to the picture the president painted in his speech last night?
I think it backs up what he was telling the American people last night. This is a red-hot job market. Pick your adjective. I'm running out. Is it a blockbuster? Is it robust? It's all of the above. And despite thousands of job layoffs we've been hearing about this year, high-profile ones in the tech industry, in the media industry, all of the gains we're seeing in other industries seem to be offsetting that. We saw strong hiring last month, once again in healthcare, government, transportation, warehousing, food services, and drinking places, otherwise known as bars. So let's break down the numbers for you. We added 275,000 jobs. That was more than the 198,000 we were expecting. The unemployment rate did tick up to 3.9%, but it's still below 4% for 25 months in a row now. We haven't seen that kind of stretch since the late 1960s. And wages, big component here for the Federal Reserve, because we know higher wages can be inflationary. They rose, but not by as much as expected, up 4.3% year over year. So they are outpacing inflation, but there's still that disconnect, right, Diane, that Americans don't feel like things are getting better and prices are coming down.
Well, and I wanted to ask you about that because we heard President Biden saying that inflation now, he talked about the soft landing, saying inflation here is the lowest in the world. But as you mentioned, polls show that Americans say they are still hurting from inflation. What do you make of that disconnect?
Well, first, I want to get to that point that he made during his speech last night, that inflation is the lowest in the world. When I heard it, sort of a red flag went off, so we fact-checked. It's mostly true. We have the lowest among G7 countries, but there are countries that have lower inflation rates than we do right now, namely Greece, Portugal, and Switzerland, just to name a few. But our buying power has been reduced by about 20% in just the past 4 years because inflation has stuck around in areas of the economy we just can't get down, namely our basic everyday essentials like housing, food, and transportation. And even though we're down from 9% in June of 2022 and inflation's at 3% now, it's still higher than it's been in years.
President Biden also criticized former President Trump's tax cuts, saying they overwhelmingly benefit the 1%. How do their tax plans differ? How do they compare?
He definitely tried to differentiate himself from President Trump while not naming him outright, talking about their tax policies, trying to paint Trump as the person who is out for the wealthy and the large corporations. President Trump's tax cuts in 2017 did give some tax cuts to the middle class, but it gave outsized tax cuts to the wealthy and large corporations. One of the things President Biden mentioned last night was he wants to raise the minimum corporate tax rate from the current 15% to 21%. And there are some other things he wants to do, like take away certain deductions for corporations. So again, trying to paint the picture that he is for the every person, for the struggling American who's dealing with higher prices, and not for the wealthier Americans.
All right, Alexis Christoforous, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.